Welcome to our ECU Flash Evo 10 live training part 2 using our 2011 Evo X MR. Now in the last video, we learned how to create our base calibration file, sorting out all of the things we need to change based on the modifications that were done to the vehicle. This video, we're going to learn how to fire up the engine and begin our calibration process, making sure the load registration is right, also taking a look at starting to do our fuel calibration process. We're going to have a lot to learn, so let's jump into this live training session so we can get started. Welcome back to our live training session here with our 2011 Evo X MR. In our last video, we learned how to create our base calibration file, going in and uploading that base calibration file to our ECU. We're ready to fire off our engine and start our calibration process. This video, we're going to be focusing on making sure the load registration is proper, making sure that we've scaled that mass airflow curve because we have a larger diameter MAF housing or intake diameter on this particular engine, so we had to go and update that. We're going to verify that that rescale is proper. We're going to be learning how to go in and work with our fuel calibration table, allowing us to do any kind of minor tuning. So if we have maybe a deviation of maybe plus or minus 5 or 10%, we're going to learn how to take care of that in the fuel calibration table rather than touching our mass airflow curve and or our map calcs table. Those are responsible for both fuel and load calculation. We don't want to disturb those. If at all possible, we want to leave those in place so that they're registering the load about where it needs to be. So in my test here, they're going to be showing you, we want to see that approximately 0 PSI is going to be approximately 100 load, give or take maybe 5 or 10 units of load, that we're in that range. That's going to be verifying that we have our load registration proper, that our MAF rescale is proper, and that any kind of fuel deviations we're seeing, we need to go and take those up in the fuel calibration table. That's going to be allowing us, again, to have that fine-tuning effect. So once we've verified that, then we can go in and start that calibration process, going through some sweeps, collecting our data, using our Evoscan software, going in and reviewing it into our Megalog viewer, and then coming back into our ECU Flash software, updating the tables, and just making sure that everything is calibrated properly, all of our fuel trims are falling in line. And then we can move into our subsequent videos, taking a look at then doing our boost control tuning, our MyVec tuning, and then going in and bumping in our spark timing and trying to make some more power. So at this point, we've zeroed out all of our boost control tables. Our boost targets are 0. We should find that we're operating and running on the wastegate spring actuator level, which should be about 10, 12, maybe 14 PSI at most. So we're going to see what the engine does on low boost first, then we can start to turn things up and calibrate things. So we're going to be essentially, again, paying attention to fuel tuning and load tuning in this video, but we will probably talk about some other things as we go on here. So we've already flashed this file. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to power on my vehicle, and I'm going to jump into my Evoscan software. And I have that open right now, so we can see in my Evoscan software here, and my options at the top here, I'm connected on my open port 2.0 cable. We cannot use a 1.3 Tactrix cable on our Evo 10s. Those are specific for the 8s and 9s on my 2.0 cable option. Now under select ECU here, I'm using my RAX fast logging Rev E Evo 10 option. So we can see if we go down our list here, we have a whole bunch of different options. Now we can go in and log specific things with our SST transmission. We have our mode 23 options here. Now we do have mode 23 turned on, but we also have our RAX V3 patch applied, which is going to allow this fast logging to take place here, which is going to allow us to, if we take a look at this, log 4 channels here at a high sampling rate. That's going to allow us to get a lot more data capture and a lot more fine data capture when we're using this. So this is the preferred way to log with our Evo 10s, which is how we have this set up. But we do have some other options here. So mode 23 we can select. We have some golden options here down at the bottom. We have some generic options such as our Evo 10 CAN MUT3. We don't want to use any of those. What we want to do is focus in here and use our RAX fast logging. Now what I've done in this particular case, in my XML code in the background for my Evoscan, I've went in to my RAX fast logging and I've added in some more logging channels. I've added in all of these SST transmission channels because I'm tuning an SST transmission here. I've added those in, and I've also taken some other parameters or some data sets here from our golden definitions. I've taken those and I've copied them into my RAX fast logging. So if we go here, we can see that our data sets, if you've opened up your software, if you're following along, you're going to find that we have our data sets here that are the normal RAX fast logging. And then down here at the bottom, we do have these other options that we can check on and work with. So anything here that's not in our RAX HDAT or RAX GDAT, these 4 data sets that are paired together, anything that's not paired with those, we're going to find that these are going to be the additional things that I've added on. So I want to go and log my clutch pressures, clutch temperatures,
my slip, input shaft speed. In this situation, I don't need to go and worry about anything with flex fuel. I want to toggle on my MAF hertz. Knock base, I'm not worried about logging right now, but we want to go in and turn all of our SST transmission parameters on to do data logging. So I've added in these additional XML code, simply copying it from one definition in the background and pasting it into my RACS fast logging. And I believe I showed you that in the training course. If you're unfamiliar with this, if we jump in here to our documents and we jump into Evoscan and we jump in here to data settings, we're going to find that this is going to be the XML code in the background. So I simply went in here, if I'm going to be looking at this, if I go into my RACS fast logging here, so it's that RACS patch, if I right click here and I go here and I do open with, and I can open it with different options, I'll go and use Notepad as the way I'm going to open this and look at it. This is going to be the XML code here in the background.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.